Hello, good morning. I'm doing an early stream today, just because I woke up inspired. Still a bit sleepy, but hope you don't mind that. So today I want to work on a track that will probably be my release for February. And for that, I have received some feedback by my mentor, Stu. And yeah, he usually gives me feedback before I release a song, so I can fix some shortcomings that I'm not aware of. And the thing is, he gives me this feedback on an older version of the song, since then I have worked on it myself, so it's not 100% applicable anymore. But I still want to watch it, take a look at this feedback, and see what still makes sense to implement. So I would say let's jump over to Ableton. And I will just load the project here. Song will probably be called Maitrï. That's how it's pronounced. And it's not a word I made up, it's a word from Sanskrit. It means benevolence, loving kindness, friendliness, amity, goodwill, and active interest in others. And I found that's that's beautiful to have all this meaning encapsulated in one word. And let me do something else. Let's watch the feedback together. I'll just open QuickTime for you. I can find it. There we go. So this is a recording, and we can watch that together. What I will do is, on my end, I'll take a couple of notes so we remember. What to implement. Okay, let's see what Stu has to say. By the way, he listens to the track first, always. Yeah, let's see if we do that too.
Hey Marcel, let's check out your track. Nice one, man. Great track. Another good one here as well too. Good, just the instrumental chords vibe. Yeah, really good work on the writing and the mixing as well too. I assume you want to keep it from the title, mostly about the chords, so let's keep that in mind. The main things for me I'd take a look at would be the cowbell. First up, the cowbell is super loud. I definitely want to pull that back a bit, or at the very least put it in the distance a bit. Maybe soften it with some reverb, some chorus, some limiting to soften the transient, all these kind of things. But probably volume too. It's especially when you listen at a quieter volume, I think you'll notice as well. It's really sticking out a lot right now. What else? I mean, we could say some similar things about the snare drum roll, like the other track I was talking about, where it could have a bit more aggression and power. It kind of gets a little bit quiet before the drop. So you've got loads of dynamic change and impact, probably more than you need, because then you're missing out on a bit of mayhem here, on this getting a bit more crazy. Like you could have a bit more like top end and presence. You could totally get away with that because you're going to have loads of low end coming in. So I guess as you're trying to make dynamics coming towards these drops, you don't have to bring that down the whole volume. Just bring down things like mid range and possibly bass. But a lot of the treble can stay. Maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. You can also play with things like some things get longer, like either washed out with reverb, or the sounds get longer as well too, so they take up more space in time. That can be great for that kind of stuff too. Okay, but more importantly, looking at the drop and stuff as well, I think the main chords could have a bit more mid-range in them. They feel a bit scooped, a bit distant. I think the bass line's a touch deep. It could have a little bit more upper harmonics, or at least on the envelope, so it bites through with each note. A little bit more filter envelope on it. But maybe even just brighter in general, because it is pretty deep sounding. What else did I notice? Seems like your hats or your top end is quite hard rolled off. It might be interesting to try. It looks like if you do have a filter on your master bus or your drum group or something, it might be interesting to try it without it, because sometimes when you do this, it puts a lot of emphasis on that cutoff point. So this edge bit here can get a little bit accented. And maybe the treble that's there is so quiet anyway, it might not be a problem. But yeah, just double check, because you might not need that or such an aggressive adjustment anyway. If it does need a big adjustment, maybe try just a shelf, even if it's quite a steep one. Like that. We can go even... Maybe we can't go steeper with that one. But and the Ableton one you would. And you could try that even closer to where you need to get it to be, and without being as aggressive in the top end. What else did I notice? When it starts to build in the along here, like it's sticking to the one note, it's working really well. But the bass line, because it's like detuned and layered, or something's going on there, sometimes it's strong in the low end, sometimes it's not, and it kind of takes away from the driving push of the dum 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 dum. Because instead, down low, you get this dum 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 dum, these like odd rhythms of where the accents are. You can probably see it here. Sometimes it's pretty dramatic too. I think a big system, you'll feel that. It'd be nice, if possible, if that, at least for this moment, at least for the build, if it was just the same, dum 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 dum, the same intensity, and if anything, growing gradually. Wonder, this is a small thing, but I kind of wonder if the drums could be a bit more of a depth on them, like some kind of early reflection or something. What if we did something like this for a second? type of one. That one's not too bad. The Beersheba Town Hall. These early reflections are nice because they're quite short reverbs. Some of them have a little bit more length, but they just add a bit of depth and 3-dimension to sounds when you want them to be mostly dry. Because I'm guessing you want those shakers to be quite dry. But when you turn that on, it just feels like it's a bigger room. Like it just, you know, without sounding too muddy or anything. You know, no, that's not something that I'd say definitely has to be done, but could be worth checking out. Like try this one. You might need a scoop as well to see, or maybe some others as well too. Some other of these early reflections. You might really dig it. But yeah, man, I think that's all. It's sounding great. Maybe we'll just quickly double check with the rep checking out. Like try this one. You might.
Just taking a look here what he said regarding the reverb. He has a filter here, 513 hertz, 6 dB, low cut. Okay, moving on.
Need a scoop as well to see, or maybe some others as well too. Some other of these early reflections. You might really dig it. But yeah, man, I think that's all. It's sounding great. Maybe we'll just quickly double check with the reference and see if there's any other big things there as well. But I think you got it. Sounding super good.
Trying to bring out the fabulous.
Maybe the shakers are a little bit loud or a little bit piercing. Probably about here, about what's that, 8.5. That's maybe also because we don't have that much mid-range, so it's offsetting it. Yeah, maybe just the mid-range boost would sort you out.
Wait so much, I'ma need like 2 shots in my cup.
I don't know, I still kind of feel it. Maybe closer to 8. No, maybe even as low as 6. Might be nice on cutting there on the hats. So the hats can be a bit more gentle and high, not take up so much space. Otherwise, they just kind of feel a little bit too bright and sticking out in the mix. Yeah, maybe double check those shakers with your reference tracks too, but that's pretty much it, man. Those are the main things for me. I think it's awesome. You've done a really good job. Great work. It's great to see the tracks just going up and up in level every time. And yeah, it's super high quality, everything. Good stuff, man.
Yay. Thank you, Stu. That's great to hear. And this feedback is really invaluable. There's so many great things that he pointed out. I just took notes of everything except for one thing. I was not fast enough. Just gonna go back 516 in this video, and he said something there. Just double checking that.
You could totally get away with that because you're gonna have loads of low end.
Right, so what did he do there? He put this EQ on. Pre-drop should have much more high end. EQ on master, which is 2160 hertz, pushing it 9.79 decibels. Just for reference. Okay. Thank you very much for being part of this too. I will close that and move to Ableton. Somehow you still see QuickTime, I don't know why. So this is the song. Although, like I told you, it's in a new version, so I might have fixed some things already that he pointed out. Also, when I check my notes, I think you lose the view on Ableton, which is sucks a little bit. So please forgive me that it will disappear for you sometimes. So let's check the first note that I took. That is, the cowbell is much too loud. Soften it with reverb. Chorus limit volume. Listen quiet and you will hear it. So the cowbell is much too loud, he says. Let's keep that in mind and let's attune ourselves also to this version here. That is the new one. Okay, cowbell too loud, really? Made it intentionally so loud, to be honest. I like that, but minus 40.3 we can see in stereo now how that sounds. Was the original volume. Okay, but yeah, he said mainly, or maybe, you know what, I move my notes to the other screen. Like this, you can have the view on Ableton. Soften it with reverb, chorus limiting. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, I have nothing on there that's really unusual. Normally, I highly process my percussion. Now let's see what we can do. Sending to chorus doesn't make much of a change to me. Let's see in the beginning. Okay, I find it nice, but if other people think that should be changed, let's see. We could put some reverb on it. And then compress that reverb and then maybe gate it. Let's find out. Let's use the clap toilet reverb. That sounds great. Never used that one before. And then I would like to exaggerate that. Let's loop that part here. You know what, I will copy that. So we have the original cowbell here, and the new one that we will process a bit more will be this one. So now I'm wondering if we can shorten that tail a little bit with the gate. Okay, I'm wondering if we need to EQ a bit of the high end out. Okay. Let's see that here in the mix. It's a bit too long for me. Yeah, I mean, now it's sticking out even more than before, I think. it's much more tame now. Maybe it's better. Let's listen to it here. Okay, yeah, just switching between the two to find out where the sweet spot lies. $36.7. Just copied the original one and without processing. Okay, we did processing on that one too. Okay, I forgot. Let's see the original without processing. So that was the original one. Maybe reverb is better. So that will be the original with reverb. And that other one here is the most processed one. I would let them compete like this. That's here again. Original, more processed, most processed. Yeah, definitely hear now that the dry one is not so nice. You know, I was just going after the vibe here that is in Faxing Burnin' by Deadmau5. Just by memory. I remember he had a pretty prominent cowbell in there. And I thought that was really in your face and dry, but I might remember it all wrong. But that's why I went for this dry cowbell here. But in comparison, I like to take the piano out and compare once more. I think with reverb is really better. Dry one is crap. I hear that now. Just missing some high end in this one. Okay, let's save that and compare these two. So I like the most processed one the most. I'll delete the other two. And I just made some EQ changes to the reverb. I think are good, but we can compare again. We can compare that now. Okay, now I want to compare that in stereo. Okay, yeah, sounds alright to me. I think we spend enough time on the freaking cowbell. Although it's important, it's the only percussive instrument here in that track. Let's move on. Next, he said pre-drop, make sounds longer and more washed out. Pre-drop should have much more high end. You put an EQ on the master to demonstrate that. Oh, I have. Is that my master? Okay, normally I don't do that, but there's quite some master EQ stuff going on, but let's leave that untouched. Normally I like to have almost no EQing on the master. This seems a bit too much. Normally I would solve that in the track, but I don't know what I did back then. So I'll leave it like that. So let's replicate what he did. 2610 hertz, 9.79 decibels. Push. That's what he had here in the end of the break. Okay. Again, I don't hear a big problem, but it's maybe the same then with the cowbell. It sounded great to me, but now I hear it was not great as it could have been. So here it's maybe the same, but it's hard to then implement stuff because more high end. I mean, what am I doing here? Let's look at the master. Taking definitely high end out with this reverb here on the master. That's what's happening. And then on the chords, we have here probably the washout already in there. Or not. No, these are just regular reverbs. It's taking out because this is... Can we see somehow what this is? Oh, crap. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're washing out here, sending more into the reverb from the chords. And opening the high pass filter. Opening the cutoff. Yeah, we make everything in a way like what he says, but maybe not enough. Okay, understand. I'll copy the chords. Let's add some more high end here by opening that filter more. And then I mean, on the master, the reverb, I will probably leave it like that, or... I think I know what he means. We can try the washout, a little bit of washing out. I have a plugin for that, which is made by Stu. His easy washout, so I don't need to bother setting up my own reverb processing. So that one we can try here. And we open the filter mode, maybe the more release on the chords as well here. Okay. Let's try that. Wash out. Let's go from here to get a feeling also for the volume, if we did that correctly. And then Pro Delay, also by Stu, great plugin. Let's try to add that, some more drama. Okay. And let's see if we can make it longer. Not sure it does anything, but I feel like on the drop it adds something when we increase the release here. I feel there's some more tail coming from before the drop, and I like that. Really wondering why the envelope doesn't do more, because we're opening a filter, right? So it should come through. Maybe sustain on the filter helps out a little bit. I find it gets quite sharp and aggressive since we open the filter here so much. Not sure I like that. Okay, since I wanted to say I cannot compare, so I don't know if we did it better, but I can compare. You know, I like how laid back this song is, kind of driving without too much aggression, this song. But what we do here is we put more aggression in the pre-drop. I'm not sure I like that, but we can compare it, so that's great. Let's see, before and after. Before first. Maybe. I'll leave it like that for now. And I know if there's something wrong with it, I will hear it at one point and we'll come back to it. Okay, let's move on. Drop. Main chords need more. Oh yeah, okay. Not sure that's still applicable. By the way, we have two chords here. But these are really the main ones here that we're working with. And so let's apply those changes there. Just checking effect chain. Okay, so we can EQ that here. 1380 hertz. Let's make that change here. Or should we do a new EQ? Yeah, better. Let's add one additional equalizer. 1380. 038Q and pushing it by 2.85. That's what he will put on the chords. Let's see if that still helps us in this version of the song. I'm not sure, because I immediately wanted to turn down the volume when we did that. Better. Yeah, it fills a gap that was there before that I didn't hear. Great. Now, next one, bassline. Bassline is a bit deep. Needs more upper harmony, more filter envelope, make it brighter. Okay, I will duplicate my bassline. And we have here some strong notch. I think there was something showing in the master that there was a big gap at 220 hertz, so I pushed it. Normally I wouldn't do that, but it's 13 decibels, but whatever. It made sense, it seems. We can still compare without it. Yeah, I think it sounds definitely better with it. For whatever reason, it's probably not the proper solution. There's probably a sound that has too much of a gap there. Maybe the chords, well, 220 hertz, yeah. We could push that maybe on the chords, but let's not get into that now. It does its job, I find, and we should focus on more filter envelope, make it brighter. So filter envelope, let's have a listen. Nice. Let's hear without the chords. And before. Pretty stark difference. Yeah, I think I like it. Let's compare it together. For sure the bass is now more part of the song. I liked how before the chords were just 100% focused, you know, like you don't really notice there's a pad or there's a bass line. From the terms of focus, I really like how the chords took center stage. Now the bass is more part of the mix, but it sounds lovely too. I took it back a little bit. Hell yeah, I love it. Put the volume down just a tiny bit of the bass as well. Nice. We probably need to filter the bass more now, because here in the beginning now it's very prominent. So let's go through the track and filter the bass accordingly. Again. need to automate now the filter modulation, the envelope modulation of the filter, because the bass is sticking through too much here in the outro. Okay, bass is good now. Just noticed we didn't automate the pad in the outro, so it just stays. I just will do that right now. Yeah, good enough. Let's compare one last time new bass and old bass. Yeah, definitely has more mid presence. I'm gonna keep the old bass just in case we need to compare and tame the new one a little bit more. Piano we can unmute. We have here in the break, he said that the break bass has having too much fluctuation in volume and in strength, and is weakening the chords. And yeah, we have a chorus here, full power on. So that's for sure the culprit. And then we have also in this bass a layer of two saw waves, same octave but detuned, so that will introduce a little bit of phasing too. And I think I can feel it too, that the bass here is not constant. That's why I think we can fix this. Let's have a look at vision and pay attention to the bass. It's like you see here, it's there strong, and here there's nothing. But even without things that I mentioned, it's still showing like that, so that's weird. We have some drift in there. We have, yeah, this mono mode here also introduces another oscillator. That could also be it. Wondering what else could it be. No sense on there. It's in mono. Even if we have only one oscillator, it's still doing that. We have some drift on there, but very little. Okay, I got it. Good that we checked. I can tell you what it is. I think it's not the bass, I think it's the bass of the freaking chords. But let's check this bass. Yeah, this does almost nothing. In fact, we have a lot of bass on the chords. It's this one here. And yes, of course, the chords are big and fat and have lots of stuff going on, lots of unison. So this we will not get out. What I can do is I could cut the bass of the chords and use the break bass instead. Or the real bass. Nah, I don't like that. Yeah, I think the break bass is too weak. Compared to, we do most of the bass in this track with the chord bass. But you see it works because Stu didn't even mention that in the drops. I think it sounds good. But maybe, yeah, maybe it could be better if we don't have, you know, it's this. There's, you know, if you see the chords down here, I have a bass layer. But I find that pretty nice like that. I mean, we could take that out and have more bass being done by the actual bass. It won't be the same. This deep warmth, we don't have that in our bass. I think we would have to change stretching. Oh, fuck. I think we would have to reprogram our bass as well if we go that route. And I'm afraid of taking this whole track apart because of that. I think it works so well. I invested so much time in this mix down that I don't want to go that route. But I understand that maybe on a big system it's really weird to hear the bass like and like Stu said, it's out of the rhythm of the steps. The steps have a rhythm and the bass is just doing whatever. Although it's playing in the rhythm of the steps, but it doesn't sound like. I agree with him, it's a bit weird. Here at home, I don't see a too big issue. I would just leave it, but I'm afraid I don't know what impact it's gonna have on a bigger system, where you really feel the bass and it's really emphasized. But maybe this is already enough that I cut the super lows a little bit. Maybe we don't need that low, that much low end in the break actually. Let's see. Maybe we can just have this little filter running here. I think in the beginning we need the low end. Just let's give it another listen. Yeah, well, I know it's not perfect, but I think I will leave it like that in the break. And save our changes. And now we're moving on to the last part, I believe, the drums. So he's totally right, and I'm amazed that he can hear that so clearly, that I rolled off the drums pretty hard. I don't think it's on the master. No, it's not. But I think it's on the drum bus. Yes, you see that? This is what Stu heard, and I find that amazing because I won't be able to pick that up. But maybe he saw it also in the equalizer because there's a relatively sharp drop. Let's have a look. Where did you see that? Probably here. Let's see how the drums look. Yeah, and without. I think it's still a pretty sharp drop here. It's not that. Do we do any cuts here? Any dramatic cuts? No, it's only that one. And he says this emphasizes the part below the cut. Don't use this radical cut, use a shelf. Let's see if I even hear a difference. A little bit, maybe a little bit. It's a bit more soft like this. It's probably better. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's very sub. How do you say? You don't hear very clear. At least me. So I leave that cut out. That's okay for me. Then he said, put a reverb on, and also shakers are a bit loud and piercing at 6K. And do some referencing there. Yeah, fair enough. I hear that the shakers are pretty sharp. I can bring them closer to my references, but I feel there's some energy missing. If I take them out, it doesn't sound good. Let's do the following. So these are the original shakers, we leave them here. And then here we have the lower volume shakers. Volume down. And then we use another copy of the original shakers. We put that down here. And this we will EQ, because he said 6K is what he specifically hears here. Let's see where we are at 6K. Here, part of where I pushed them. Minus, well, let's do that clean in a new equalizer. Let's decrease the frequency that he pointed out to me. 6K minus 3.81. Like that. And let's see which version of the shakers now sounds the best. And I find the piano distracting, so I turn it off. Wait, I'm gonna this, and this. Okay, let's compare. Between the original and the EQ shakers for me. Yeah, it is very difficult to tell for me, but I can accept the new ones. Let's check against references again. Let's check some of my other references. Definitely close to the deadmau5 ones. Definitely sticking out much more here than the deadmau5 ones. think this is a good spot where I put them now. Yeah, sounds good to me. So, thanks for picking that up, Stu. And the last thing on the drums, he was suggesting to put a reverb over the whole drum bus. And by the way, in the trash, we can delete that. Do we have some more trash in here? Yes, we have some more trash. Probably don't need any of that anymore, but I leave that in, and there's some effects. Gotta deal with that another time. Reverb on the drums. I wish I would have the cowbell out of there. So, because it already has reverb. But let's see. Let's experiment with what he found here. Early reflections, and then the beer hall thing. This one here, I guess. Oops. Beer hall. And then he queued that 500. No, not that one. This one here, 513 hertz. Probably like that, right? And then he had that as a send. So yeah, let's see how much we send in there. Amazing, yeah, definitely. Adds a bit more dimension to it. I'm just going to pay attention to the cowbell to see if that negatively affects it. No, I think that's fine. What I hear is a little tail on the off head that I don't like so much. Yeah, I think I decrease it a little bit, this reverb, to decrease this messy reflections. And let's see before and after. Nice. It sounds amazing, I love it. Let's give the whole track a listen, see if anything else pops up. this bass high pass automation. That's adjusting some filters and volumes, so we have a soft ending of the track. Okay. Cutting out the cowbell here at the end gets a bit monotone, a bit boring, repetitive otherwise. I liked everything. Now, what we don't have in is the piano. I need to bring that back and just quickly pay attention to the snare riser, because sometimes Stu points out that there's not enough power in there. Wondering if we should add some raw to that. Yeah, okay. One more, and it's relatively hard for me to work on this one because it gets so repetitive and in your head so quickly. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's leave it like that. And then just bring back the piano. I think that also I wanted to EQ that as well. paying attention still to the piano, but I need to go do another pass through here. Was too muffled up in the background. I like it more with the EQ. Nice. Great. We had 11 lefts, but yeah. Too loud in this track. Well, I like it. It's louder than I'd usually go, but I like it so loud. Piano is too quiet. Maybe like this. Okay, perfect. Wondering if we do a cut here, if we do that in the arpeggiator too. And here too. Maybe we've just forgot that. Perfect. And now last thing to check is, so in the drop we were -11, then we got a bit quiet before the drop, I think. So if we want, we can give the break here a little bit more volume, because as Stu also saw and pointed out, I felt it goes a little bit far away, everything. And with volume, we could probably fix that. Because -11 is good for the drop volume that we have after. -12 is maybe a bit quiet. Now we're at the -10.5. Then going back to 11 here. Great until here. And now, in the last bar here, we're falling. So we could go back to -1 decibel if we wanted. Probably. I would leave it like that. And if it's weird, I will find out listening to this track next time. Yeah, I think we did a good job here. Great work. Huge improvement of the track. What I'm gonna do is, hey, let's export this version. And desktop. And then let's do a comparison before and after. That's for me personally always the biggest reward, because all these small things that we did now, more or less, yes, we did them better one by one, but we're lacking, at least it's always like this for me, lacking the overall improvement picture. So I know I did some small improvements, maybe some things that were not so important or made it even worse, I don't know. But how are we gonna know unless we compare? So I love then to sum up all these small changes in a new export of the project. And I will just go here in this scene while we export. And I love to do a new export of the project and then throw that in the media player and compare them to each other. And we are at 50% export. Version 26, export 26. I export tracks a lot because I always compare before after. Maybe that's because of my personal history as a producer. There were many moments where I made things worse, especially in the first half, let's say, of my experience, my so far career. It was normal for me to listen to the export and realize, oh shit, I ruined the track. But luckily I can realize this by playing it against the version before, and it sounded better. And then I just delete the new version, a couple of hours in the toilet, but better than losing the track. And yeah, of course, the more you learn, the less this happens. And usually, most of the time, my new versions are a step forward, so that I can give hope to anyone. It's just an experience thing. And also having great feedback, as we had here, that pointed us also in the right direction. And the hard truth will be listening to comparison. And let me share here my player. See that? I think you can see that. So we have here the old version, and fresh off the press, I'm just copying the new version in the folder where it should be. pull that into the play. 25 versus 26. We just mute the background music and let's hear first the old one and then what we just did. Yeah, it's much more present and bursting with energy in a way. In the new version, I can immediately hear how much more polished it is. I'm super happy with that. I'm gonna let it sit for a while now and then determine if we need to do another run at it, change some things, or if this is already the release. And yeah, then soon, I hope in February I will release this one, and I hope you will like it. And now you know some of the work that went into it, but let's see, I'm checking here my project folder. Like I say, it's version 26. Started working on this on 23rd December, the day before Christmas. Then I worked on it 24 December, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30 December, 9 January, 10 January, 11 January, 13 January, and today. No, not today. And 18th January and today, 24th January. So, holy shit. I'm not like, unfortunately, not like many producers out there who spend like max 8 hours on a track or so. For me, it's much more. It's also probably due to my perfectionism. And because I'm not experienced as many are, but the result in the end, I'm super happy with it. I'm proud of this track. And yeah, like I said, I'll keep you posted about the release. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.